Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second semifinals between Team Burden as well as Hobos of the Storm. So this time around, we're going to bring you this best of one semifinals. We actually had Goes winning over Team Papoy slightly earlier in the other half of this bracket. So that's it. Burden is just a team that's made up of three Malaysian as well as 2 Singaporean, and we have Hobos of the Storm. 5 Malaysians there, so it is going to be a mixed team between SG and MY. Some say it's a very interesting team versus a pure Malaysian team. Hopers of the Storm, haven't seen them play before. They actually had a free seeding going into the semifinals, so they are kind of guaranteed into top 4. But yeah, that's it. I'm very excited, and I think we have the draft on the way, so we're going to bring you that really soon. And this is Babel, by the way. Do continue to give us feedback about the stream. We're doing whatever we can to make sure this is a smooth stream. And do note, we are actually streaming offline in Malaysia this time around. And yeah, we actually flew all the way from Singapore. And we are at Invasion. If you are in the area, do swing by, say hi. Be very happy to have you here. And yeah. So that's it. This next map is just not decided just yet. And we're just waiting for more information before we bring you there. And just to tell you more about this draft, this format for today, we have a best of 1. And every single game is a best of 1. Some teams have played really well in best of 1, some teams not so well. And this is the draft. This is the bracket, sorry. Not draft, bracket here. We got Hobos of the Storm playing the first game up against Burden. Burden winning BWOF 1-0. And Goes having some members from, well-known members in the MOBA community. And that would be Lance and MTR. They are playing in the other half of this bracket. Goes winning Papoy. We'll go on to the grand finals. So yeah, best of 1. And in the Malaysian National Finals, we're looking at a total of 16 teams. And this 16 teams that we bring you here will be 4 from each qualifier. So today we're looking for 4 teams, obviously Burden, Papoy, as well as Hobos of the Storm, and even Ghost. They've all nicely qualified, but we'll see what kind of seeding they get, because they're playing for seeding and prize money right now. So the next map will be Tomb of the Spider Queen. And in this map, you have got 2 different turning points, one in the middle, one at the bottom. Teams really like to play, and teams really like to gang the mid and top lane because of the accessibility of the turning point on the top of this map. If you realize the air vents there unlock area for the top and mid lane. I've said this before, and this is where you really want to try and roam and control the field. Some specialists like to push the bottom lane because they have access to the siege camp. And that's where they can really do a lot of damage at the opponent's bottom lane. It's also the longest lane in this map, shortest lane being the top lane. Of course, we have also got some bruiser camp to help out here, and 1 boss camp at the top lane. 2 bruiser camp is actually going to try and rotate to the mid lane. Alright, in this map, you're going to have to collect gems, turn them in at 2 turning points, and you will summon some web weavers. They will expire after some time, and also every single spell that they cast, be it the purple wave of doom or even just summoning some tanky spiders, actually consumes their health points. So going to the draft here. And we have on the blue team what seems like Team Burden. Actually, this is a draft from the previous game. We're going to try and refresh the draft here for you guys. Alright, this is the right one. Okay, good stuff. On the left side, we got Team Burden. On the right side, we got Hobos of the Storm. The map being decided by Hobos of the Storm, sorry, is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. First ban will be Kilthus, coming up from Team Burden. HOTS will ban Sylvanas. And that's it. We have a first pick on Jaina, followed by a very quick pick of Underbark and Johanna, 2 of the best tanks in this game. A quick snap pick on Muradin as well as Kerrigan. I think Team Burden don't really have to go for Muradin. They could have gone for the support earlier, because the support is slightly more valuable. I'm not expecting HOTS to go for 3 support. So Muradin is definitely the leftover. They're leftover compared to Underbarak and Johanna. Muradin is also kind of good with the extra stuns, with the extra crowd control, with some slow on reverberation as a talent for Thunderclap. Kerrigan's great for burst, so it seems like Team Burden banning Kilthus will want to try and go for a slightly bursty kind of a lineup here. HOTS next to pick Uther Vala doesn't really affect Team Burden's dive composition. They got Kerrigan, they got Jaina, they got Muradin, some great mobility on this team here. We'll be able to jump in front, do some damage against HOTS. As for them, HOTS, they've got 2 tanks, 1 heal, 1 Vala. They leave the last slot very open and unpredictable even. I would say they definitely need more damage, but you don't know if it's going to be Assassin or if it is going to be a specialist. And I think that in terms of assassins, some of the more consistent assassins have been picked already. Uther here really is just going to try and keep Vala alive. Barak is definitely strong, Joanna is great. And yeah, I think HOTS will have to react to what Team Burden's going to try and drop here. We got Malfurion. That's one of the more consistent, sustaining healer in this game. Malfurion is able to keep teammates alive in a small little AoE. And I think that it's not really small, but it's kind of smaller than what you would consider a big AoE like Lily's 1,000 cups there. So Malfurion here is definitely what some would say the king of sustain. And I don't really know what Team Burden's really doing here. They look like they want to go for dive comp, but Malfurion is somewhat a little bit of a sustained composition. Of course, still good for team fights. But the last pick has to really, seal the deal. They can go for even more damage, but they don't have the tanks. They have to hold the front against what looks like two very unstoppable and crazy warriors coming in from HOTS. Uther Vala is going to make the job even harder. But on Team Burden's side, they have some time remaining here, 40 seconds and counting, to pick the last hero. They don't know who to go for right now. Sylvanas is out of the question. Kel'Thas is out of the question. They have two very good female damage dealer. That's all I can say. I think one is I think Jaina's still okay. Jaina slows down people enough. If you really want to make this into a big AoE team fight, you might want to consider more CC. Murden's not good enough as a solo CC. Your enemy has two warriors. You can definitely go for a second warrior, but it's going to be Tassadar. Tassadar is great for anti-burst. And also the Archon's going to do some damage, so I think it's actually a pretty solid answer to this draft here. As for HOTS, the fact that they have got most of the other assassins available, let's see who else is still up for grabs. We got Illidan, but nobody's going to pick Illidan. Of course, Uther, Illidan's still a very viable pick. No doubt there. And Nova, Zeratul, all of those are pretty okay picks as well. You also got Feldstad. Feldstad's pretty okay, but Feldstad kind of need people to set up a little bit better. Barak, Johanna is not really the best warriors to set up for Feldstad. Tyr is normally the better one in that instance. So yeah, I would say for sure that you will have to look at those heroes. It will have to be, it could be a Tychus as well. Tychus is good. Tychus will be able to do some damage. Right now, they just have to decide what kind of a damage they want. They got range damage. Do they want to dive? Do they want to try and sustain? I think that they cannot really sustain. They're looking more towards dive because they have got two highly mobile warriors to set stuff up, but they don't have big AoEs. If they want big AoEs, it has to be Precision Strike, it has to be Nova. It has to be Feldstad, right? But if you want Feldstad, then the setup's not really good enough, so to speak. And that's where it's really... Zagara's damage is kind of subpar, not very convincing. I think Zagara, as a rule of thumb, is just not one of the best damage dealers in this game. But still, we'll be able to set up a team fight quite well for Zagara. Vala to follow up with Rain of Vengeance or Strafe. And you got the two tanks in front, pushing them back, Uther to kill them. It is looking like it's a slightly aggressive kind of a lineup. If they're waiting to get engaged upon, Uther's only going to try anti-burst particularly here. And if you look at Team Burden's lineup, they kind of have burst. They don't really have big AoE damage. They have Tassadar with one character damage, Kerrigan with one, a few characters, small amount of character damage maybe. Jaina, also small amount of character damage. It's just not really the kind of big AoE that you're expecting. So Uther would be a pretty okay pick in an instance here. Vala with good Rain of Vengeance or Strafe would be the missing damage that the team needs. I'm thinking that at this point in time, HOTS really can hold the front. They got two warriors. If they really want to try and jump in on Team Burden, they can try and do that, but I don't think they're going to be very effective. So HOTS is going to wait Burden to jump them. Burden is not really very keen to jump them. They have got sustain. They can also hold the front. This is going to be a bit of a ding-dong kind of a lineup game here in Tomb of the Spider Queen. But I have to say, because of the early game advantage and the mechanics of this map being Tomb, I'm expecting a lot of ganks from Team Burden. They have Kerrigan in the early game, they got Murden in the early game, Malfurion as well. Jaina, great positioning on Jaina is going to mean it's a kill. So Team Burden is going to gank a lot more than HOTS in this particular game here. Best of one. It is going to be very, very tricky. All right, so yeah, I'm expecting the laning strategy from both sides to be a little bit different for Team Burden. I'm expecting Kerrigan to be roaming. I'm expecting Murden to be roaming. I think that Tessadar will be at the... I think Tessadar is going to be at the bottom lane, really, because he's got the more survivability. Malfurion at the mid lane, Jaina at the top lane, maybe. Could be Jaina mid, Malfurion top. Don't really care. But yeah, Malfurion and Jaina will stay in the lane, same as Tessadar. Murden and Kerrigan will be roaming. For HOTS, I don't think they really have a very big roamy kind of a lineup in the early stages here. They got Uther, they got Anubarak, that's good enough. Johanna's probably going to mid lane. Zagara's definitely going to be in the bottom lane. Vala should be at the mid or top lane. It's interchangeable. And I would say that definitely Vala can be a little bit better in the top lane. Johanna is the one that's definitely going to have to be at the mid lane. So with that said, you have some sort of ganks coming in. Alright, so we'll see what's happening here. So Tomb of the Spider Queen, waiting for the players to load up into this game first. So we are now trying to wait for the players to get into the game first before we start this entire game. Okay, we're actually waiting for one guy. He's actually gone to the bathroom. So best of one, tricky game. Again, repeating here. Just gonna make sure that they have absolutely what it takes. So Zagara, I'm expecting it to be a Devouring Maw, but you know, if it is a little bit unexpected, it could also be the Nidus Kennel, and I think the Nidus Kennel is a little bit of a different build here. Maybe split push, maybe I think that's where they are also gonna have. But okay, no, I think it has to be Devouring Maw because of the setup. You want to set up for Vala to follow through really well. We see. And so I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. We do understand that there are some bandwidth issues on our side. We are trying to resolve that. Or rather, the production team is going to resolve that. I'm doing my best to cast here. And yeah, if you do appreciate the cast, if you like the cast, if you enjoy it, I know that the stream is not in the best of condition right now, but they're solving it already. So yeah, if you enjoy the cast, do keep me a like on Facebook. Really appreciate the support. If you're in Malaysia, it's gonna be a lot better if you come down to the event itself at Invasion Cyber Cafe. Alright, the information can be found online under esports.heroc.com. That's where you should go to if you want to come down to this event itself. We're all here, and we're just doing this at an offline venue, so we have got a good screen for you guys to watch, some speakers there as well. So yeah, it will be the best experience as compared to watching this at home because of some upload bandwidth issues that we have. But in case you're wondering, all of these games that we are recording today will have VODs. So that's at least the consolation factor going into these games here today. Alright, Tomb of the Spider, the game has just started. I'm waiting for the map to load up. This map is not easy. Generally, teams want to gank a lot in this map. They gank a lot to deny jams. They gank a lot to get map control and to really, you know, turn in and make the access point available themselves. And that's very important for most teams because you really want to go and turn in those jams, making sure that you do a good job at it. Will win you web weavers, and that's where we're going to fight. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, on the blue team, we got Team Burden Dawn as the Jaina, their RXQ playing as the Malfurion, and Snowbell as the Tessadar, Kans as the Muradin, and PKL will be the Kerrigan. On the red team, we got HOTS, and Alif there will be playing as Johanna, Yubari as the Uther. We also got Sectin, I think. I'm just gonna call it XCC. Sector. Sector is gonna be the Anubarak. Desmond will be playing as the Vala, and Mono Sync onto the Zagara. Straight up, they're not going for a very exciting introduction already. About 15 seconds in, We may have to talk about talent slightly earlier. Moving forward, yep, no ganks just yet, and I realized that the screen is actually not in-game, so we're still resolving that. Resolving that for you guys. Seems like there's some resident problem. Production team is on it, but meanwhile, you're gonna have to listen to this podcast. Pun intended. It is not a podcast, but yeah, you can still listen in. So talent-wise, we got Deep Chill coming up from Jaina, Conjurer for Tesdar, Reverberation being picked up here for Muradin, and that's it. Anubharak will go down. So great rotations again from the blue team. We also got Sweeping Grass coming up from Kerrigan. Also got a Scouting Drone. Pretty effective Scouting Drone. Cure. Ooh, we got some spikes happening. Okay, now we one screen is really too boring. Two makes it a lot better. Now we finally fixed here. Just kidding. All right, so for the red team, finally, now you can see what I'm trying to talk about. So blue team, great rotations in their first pot, 1 kill. They need more rotations. I think 3-man at the mid lane is a little bit surprising for me. Coming up from the red team, Zagara is at the bottom lane. So if it's a 3-man at the mid lane, they only have one target to gank maybe, and that's going to be the top lane. That has to be the Vala. So if you look at the talent here, we got Reverberation, we got Sweeping Grass, we got Scouting Drone, and that's all on the blue team. Red team, we got Block, we got Composite Arrows, and Assault Scarab, Reconstitution, and Reinforce. Pretty good stuff. 2 minutes really. Gonna be up soon here. And so far, not much of a lead for the team with 1 kill. Red team with some serious rotation, missing out some EXP on the mid lane. Not getting any kills. And RXQ now some trouble. Here comes Yubari, not gonna land a stun. Impale actually gotta get sidestepped by RXQ. Good job there. Monosing gets reeled in by PKL. Some form of stun goes down, and Zagara is gone. So level 4 on Team Burden, level 3 up on what seems like HOTS. Hobos of the Storm, that's the team name there. So nice to see they actually made the effort to name the team as the same acronym as the entire game. We got Arcane Intellect on Jaina. We also got Thunderburn and Venom as well as a Protective Shield, all for the blue team. PKL jumps in, now going to do a little bit more damage. Some Root going to go down as well. Some very good Impaling Blades coming out. Yubari dropping really low, and then Venom will pick up the kill at the end. Khans with a nice jump out with the Dwarf Toss on the Muradin, not going to go down at the end. Also going to see some Hunter Killer coming out onto what seems like a PKL there. But so far, no kills yet for the red team. Very close, nearly got one, but still not close enough. Snowbell is at the bottom lane. More sustainability, or rather survivability, sorry, for Tassadar means that at the bottom lane, Snowbell's definitely going to be safe and fine. That's it. Talents on the red team. We got very standard Uther, except for the block. The block is a little bit unexpected. I think that they expect a lot of right-click damage. And all that thought Khans here, not able to do anything without the damage from PKL. Some Shield Glare coming out and blinding 2 members as well. But yeah, we got a multi-shot Vala. We also got a Beetle Anubharak. And probably some extra buffs on the trade here for Zagara. So Zagara, can't really put a finger on what Zagara is doing here. Probably just laning mechanics for Zagara. Nothing into exceptional damage, which means that they really have to rely on Anubharak as well as their Vala for damage. And you also got Loss of Hope up for Johanna. Almost level 7 for the red team. For the blue team. Red team still kind of far behind. Khans have a good stun on Monosync. Here PKL goes in, looking for the real lane. Impaling Blade will connect, and Monosync will go down. Snowbell nearly dropping the shield up on Khans already. And actually see there as Anubharak is not able to go in here to pick up the kill. Yubari also in the vicinity. Malfurion is at the mid lane, and Jaina at the top. So Dawn doing a pretty good job soaking the lane here. Level 7 it is for the blue team. Talent-wise, you're looking at Frostbitten, more damage on some of the trait skills there, as well as Static Charge going down. So Static Charge is where you're going to see some extra damage coming up for Tassadar. They know they need more damage, so that's really good for the blue team. And also going to see some extra targets for the stun on Stunbolt. Impaling Blades spawning 2 Zergling is a pretty okay kind of a pickup. They want to make sure that they are able to do sufficient damage against the enemy. And you also got Enduring Growth, which increased the duration of regrowth by a little bit longer. And I think this is actually going to be a regrowth healer build for Malfurion, which is nothing really surprising. Blue Web Weavers come down the first wave. Let's see what the blue team does with this one here. They got about 1 level advantage against the red team. They don't really have 1 talent advantage. And 21 gems on Snowbell here. That's more than half of the entire team count. Yubari, Leaves, and XEC here, and a mid lane. Defending against the Web Weaver. Top lane, Jaina's doing a great job pushing the lane already. Jaina just pushes the lane so well. There's also lack of ammunition. Don's doing a great job exhausting all the ammunition in the early part of this game. And Desmond here as the Vala is not really able to defend that position there. That's it, mid lane, nothing really special happening. They do realize they're not really able to push the mid lane. It's going to take some time. The Bruiser Cam also nicely picked up by the blue team. It's going to buy a lot of time for the Web Weavers here. But a 3-man mid lane means that they definitely will be able to take down this Web Weaver. And they're just trading a top lane fort, right now. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Web Weaver will go down. Mono Singh will not lose a single tower at the bottom lane. And will lose only just the gate. Top fort is gone. And a bit of a rotation from behind. XCC misses the impale there. Don, Kant, and PKL, all three of them are in that area. 3-man also from the red team, missing the power charge again. Kant's now a bit of a rail in to pull back, and the shield glare goes down. The stun ball still not used there. There's some little elements there for the stun ball, but it's not going to get used. Kant's missing the stun ball, a little bit regrettable. And the whole team now going to pull back. Could have ended up in a kill because they just nicely hit level 10 in that instance there. So for level 10, they are going to pick up the Water Elemental, Archon, Avatar, Ultralis, and Tranquility. So this is not going to be the AoE Maelstrom build for Kerrigan. It's actually going to be Ultralis, single target burst, very in line with what they're trying to play here. Single target burst, kind of a composition, very effective. And Tassadar is just such a great counter against the Zagara's Crypt Humor. And I think it works really well right now for the blue team. Red team, not a single kill just yet. HOTS, barely level 9, needs a little bit more EXP to get level 10. They also get the first batch of Web Weavers to come down here. The blue team is going to get up the Siege Golem at the bottom lane, so that's the first thing they're going to look towards defending. Impale connecting only on Malfurion, and the Web Weavers will spawn. A 5-man here means that the Web Weaver will go down pretty quickly. A good rill in there on XCC. Ravage used by PKL, but still no kills on to the Anubarak, and the whole team now going to rotate away. The Siege Golem going to be pushing this lane here. Mid lane, we got Johanna at a bit of an off position. PKL can't wanted to go for the kill, but the rest of the members are not in position. And the Web Weaver will go down. Top lane, Web Weavers took down one tower. And looking to take on the second one, I think it is going to go down. The Healing Well is in a lot of trouble if the tower goes down, and it seems like Kant is going to try and deny the damage being dealt onto the Healing Well. Nice protection on the Healing Well there. The whole team does get it off. Ali still pushing the mid lane. Has got the Iron Skin, should be fine. The slow goes down. PKL waiting for the reel in. XCC comes in. Barrow Judge as well. Kerrigan off position there. But here comes some extra heal. And PKL for the reel in. And Kerrigan dropping really low. Outshot is also coming out. The web is going to be used on RxQ there. So that's the main reason why the Kerrigan is not getting healed up. A leaf dropping really low. And RxQ with a bit of the Moonfire. Dawn goes in. Lands the perfect cone of cold. And will pick up the kill at the end. Johanna is gone. And also 2-man for 1 kind of exchange. Slight advantage for the blue team. Red team now with 0 upon 55, but a total of 45 right now. Gems in the hand. Blue team needs to pick a team fight right now. They have got a slightly lesser gem count. I think that it's good for them to pick a team fight because if they win the team fight, it's a good risk. You're trading 30 gems for 45. I think that's about 1.5 times the amount. And if you do a good job of killing your enemy here, they are going to get denied of the next turn in. So Web Weavers coming out this time around, no mercenary camps for the blue team. And if you look at the heroics of the red team, we got Divine Shield, Strafe, Web Blast, Devouring Maw, and Blessed Shield. So it's a lot of disables on the red team's lineup here. But they don't really have the damage to back it up. Strafe's the only one. That's it. Here comes the Strafe. And Desmond behind doing some damage. The Web Blast connecting only on one. Kant's now going to do some damage there. Getting blinded. Here comes also the Tassadar. Kant goes down. PKL misses the reel in, but lands a very good Impaling Blade. Now also going to get reeled in. Some shields going down. PKL dropping, and PKL is gone. Mono Singh there, dropping really low, and Ultra is going to pick up the kill at the end. Yubari now dropping again. The Ultra is doing a lot of work. Also can see the Water Elemental slowing the Uther, but Uther is going to be fine. They buy the extra time. They lose a little bit of the gem, I think about 6 to 7 gem. They don't really get the objective of denying the enemy gem, but if you look at it, the top lane getting a lot of damage on all of those towers and gates, so it's still going to be worth it at the end. Mid lane also going to see some extra damage being dealt onto the fort here. The Healing Well is gone, but it's not a big deal at least. Alivs is here to defend, and I think that the fort is not going to go down, but at least the Healing Well is gone, so that's going to affect some form of rotation. The bottom fort is also gone right now. So pretty okay. They get a Web Weaver discount. Now they need to try and pick a team fight. They are 1 talent up. The enemy is going to be looking towards getting a turn in. I hope they know what they're doing. Very important for them to want to pick a team fight. They do pick up the Siege camp first. Red team picks up the Bruiser camp. So the Bruiser camp is going to push the mid lane. Oh, this is going to be tricky. XCC, chances upon the team here. Misses the Impale. Unfortunately, RXU turns in most of the coins. Already is not seen on the map right now. Rest of the team is pushing in the mid lane. Fala is not with them. Khan's defending the Bruiser camp. Most of the gems on the red team actually going in. I think Olives may actually turn in here. And the Web Weaver still 1 gem off before the red team gets it. Blue team with 8 gems in the bank here. Still very far from the 60 gem count, but you can see that the Siege Golem are still pushing the bottom lane. They should clash here. They have the talent advantage just now, but not right now. Now it's still level playing field. They got some extra stats, but that's not really going to help them. So level 13 talents on the blue team. They got the sprint, they got pre-signs, and that's really going to help test out a little bit. With survivability at least. You also have a Thunder Strike, Sprint, and Life Seed. Life Seed is the one that really helps with the regrowth extra effect. Khan's now getting stunned. Also the reeling coming from Monosync. Leaves goes in, pulls back Tassadar, Shield Glare connects, and also can see a Blast Shield coming, and also a lot of damage. Red Blast connected, and Devouring Maw onto Snowbell popping. The Archon Khan saving the teammate RXQ now. Gonna try and heal up the entire team. 1 man goes down. The Zagara is gone. More stuns coming out. Yubari getting turned on. It's a great management of situation there by the blue team, and the Divine Shield just to save Uther, reeling against by Condemned on the Snowbell as well as PKL, and Anubara goes down. They will now continue to push the mid lane. 2 men down on the red team, perfect Devouring Maw and everything, but Khan's opting to save RXQ, the Malfurion there in the nick of time, really saved the teammate, and that's really, really important for Team Burden in that instance. Gate goes down, the tower in a little bit of trouble there, will go down as well. Eventually, yeah, Khan picks up the kill at the end. So red team now going to respawn 5 seconds before the whole team comes back. Anubarak also going to be in position. They're still 1 gem away from turning in. We got a replay ready for you guys. We're going to bring you to that. This is exactly what happened back then. You can see the Blast Shield goes down. Great setup, Web Blast, and also going to see the damage dealers going into Devouring Maw. So Khan's here in a lot of trouble, but because he saved the Malfurion, he's also able to do a lot of heals here and will be fine at the end. And here you can see that the Ultralis comes out, the Water Elemental comes out, everything goes out, and a lot of damage on the red team. They're just not able to hold the front. It's also those extra, you could say, buffers there for the blue team. The Ultralis. You have also got the Water Elemental, and all that taught the stun onto Monosync. Red team's got every single heroic off cooldown here. Blue team, Web Blast connecting on the Muradin. Ultralis coming up, maybe a waste. BKL doesn't want to waste the Ultralis, will pull back the Ultralis, and that is 1 heroic against 1 heroic here. Web Blast against the potential Ultralis, and you have slightly faster cooldown on the Web Blast. So I would say the red team has got a bit of the extra advantage moving forward. Scouting drone's gonna spot them out here. Great team in a lot of trouble. There goes the entangling roots. And now without the Web Blast, Monosync some trouble. They're also gonna see RXU popping. The Tranquility, the railing doing a lot of damage. Impaling Blitz, connecting on 3. And now Johanna's all that's left. They're pulling back. Aleeves getting some trouble here. Completely Kant goes in. Nice stun. The root comes out. Johanna unstoppable. Will get stuffed at the end. 5-man team wide. Team Burden surges ahead. Level 17 against level 14 here. 15 kills against 3 kills on the red team. Now, with nothing left to stop them, we got a Bruiser Cam knocking on the mid lane, by the way. Dawn is here as well. We're going to bring him to the replay before the team respawns. This is where you see the scouting drone. They were fully prepared. Kans is in position. Snowbell just pulled back to the left side. PKL, Dawn, they're a little bit behind, but it's okay. They know there's a lot of CC. Bless You gets used there. And PKL with a 2 to 3 man stun. Crazy carry again, played by PKL, of course. And Elise here is definitely left for dead. So, yeah, that's it. The red team respawns. If you can see, bottom left is a real time, and we're switching back to that right now. Red team respawns. Boss is going to push ahead. Still 1 gem away. Red team's no opportunity at all to turn in that extra gem. Looking at the talents for them, they have level 13 talents of extra Blast Champion, some Frost Shot coming in, and Spell Shield for Anubara. Groove Spines actually, which is a little bit interesting for Zagara. It's okay, it's not a big of a deal. This Zagara, more for laning phase, more for push, but should be fine. Burning Rage as well up on Johanna. And on the blue team, you got what looks like Numbing Blast, second strike that basically allows us 3-second Psionic Storm. Like that traction with the first talent, picking up some extra free refunds on the mana, but Conjure should still be okay. We also got Imposing Presence coming out, a Bluff of Blood up on Kerrigan, and the Tenacious Roots, which is a must for the Malfurion. So 15 kills against 3 kills. Spiders pushing every single lane. 5 men up on the red team. They now finally hit level 16. Maybe they could pick a team fight here. Blue team shouldn't have played so safe, but he just decided to play safe there. Underbar goes in. RX with some trouble. They want to zone in on the Malfurion first, but great defense there. Devouring Ball connecting on the Malfurion. Blue team without a healer right now. Wet Blast on the Snowbell. The healers are gone, and that's it. They lose the Kerrigan. That's half the damage gone on the blue team. Red team once more. XCC, some trouble. He will go down. Mono Sing now. Gonna try and do more damage, but Dong is on the tail of the Zagara. Also gonna see a bit of Condemned rolling onto Tassadar, but Tassadar has got that shield, always spammable, and that's it. We have also got Uther going down. Aliv's now getting healed by the ghost of Uther, and Desmond also gonna try and pull back Kant. Great positioning there, but also gonna see the Condemn coming in, and that's it. The Numbing Blast is gonna be enough for the stun, and Aliv is nearly dying, will be fine. Blue Web Weavers, meanwhile, pushing the bottom lane still. They can go for the core. Are they going for it? That's my question. 28 seconds before the whole team respawns. 1 damage dealer gone. Archon not available for the next 45 seconds. If they lose here, they may pay a lot for this risky play. Kant's now going to try and hold the front. Good stun onto Johanna. Anubara comes by, lands a stun on Kant. Web Blast connects nicely onto the Malfurion again. Kant pulls back. They're not going for the core. It's not going to be possible. The whole team respawns. Great save by the red team. They're level 20 right now, by the way. So we're going to see what really happens next. We're just checking the replay. Blue team here, I think they knew, red team knew that they have to go for the Malfurion. And the Malfurion just pulling back quickly. Devouring Maw denied the heal. PKL very, very aggressive. They quickly try and take her down. She will go down at the end. Kant's in a great position there. Alif with a 4-man pool. I think Alif's Johanna is really, really on point right here. Great pulls in. It's just that they are just lacking a lot of damage. Desmond is just not able to do all of the damage that they want in that instance. And here's Nobel with a very spammable Q here for the shield. And Khan's with a 1-man stun, and down goes Zagara. So in full hindsight, I think the red team overextended too much. They had the opportunity to defend the base, but still I think it's all good at the end because the Web Weavers were all gone by then, and Alif will stay alive as well. So now this is where we have a real problem. We got level 20 on the blue team, and only level 17 on the red. They also turn in 1 gem to buy more time for themselves. But the 3 Web Weavers will not really hold individually, I think, against a catapult here. It's not going to be possible. So we got also Siege Golems pushing the bottom lane. Kant's in a great area. The red team just rotating around. They do know they don't have the level 20 talent, and the blue team's level 20 talents. We've got Bold up on Jaina. She's not going to die easily. Storm Shield up on Tassadar, as well as Rewind up on Muradin. And Nexus Blades up. That's a pretty interesting one for Kerrigan. Kerrigan not going for the Bolt of the Storm. And also a second Storm Shield. They are just really, really obsessed about playing it safe here for the blue team. They have an advantage. They should go for it. They're waiting for the red team to overextend. But will they do it? That's my question. Maybe they're waiting for an opportunity here. A total of 51 gem on the red team right now. Just still saving up on those gems. Making sure they have 60 gem for a one-shot turn-in. XCC needs to be careful. That's the Anubar, by the way. I just gave up pronouncing his IGN altogether, so I'm just going to call him XCC. And what the red team should do is just to split up to soak the lanes. I think it's a really good strategy for them. They can also go up for the Bruiser Camp. That's going to help them a lot, but they are here at the top lane. The blue team disappearing from the map. XCC, spots out the blue team. It's a trap now. 2 men in a lot of trouble. Web Blast not even used. Anubarak's gone. Uther is gone as well. PKL with a Ravage all the way out to Mono Sing. And a 3-man Devouring Maw is going to save some time. But the Archon on Snowbell with 1 zap. So painful, I think. It's actually really shocking. 4-man still alive. Sorry, 5-man alive on the blue team. 3-man down on the red. Can Johanna and Vala save the day against a full team? That's the question. They still have Tranquility, by the way. Core at 88%. They should just give everything they have at the core right now. PKL knocking on the core, Root going down on Johanna, there goes the Iron Skin, and the trade's gonna make sure she's unstoppable. Kans jumps in, distracts Vala for a little bit, and the heal comes out. Core down to 60%. Seems like we're gonna have Team Burden going to the Grand Finals. And 10 seconds before the team respawns, Johanna not in position for displacement, 10% on the core, and 9, 8, 5, and the core goes down. Team Burden will win and proceed to the Grand Finals. Unfortunately, HOTS will go down to the bronze match. We got a replay for you guys, and we're going into that right now. So what happened here is it's a trap. It's perfectly set up by Team Burden. Great pull in on the primal grabs as well as the impaling blades. Great stuff there. Blast Shield to buy some time. Monosync was able to land a 3-man devouring maw, but the damage has been done. You have the Web Blast not used at all. Really crazy play by Team Burden. The trap was really perfect. And I would love to say that the burst on Anubarak was, I think it wasn't really planned burst on Anubarak, rather the fact that he was there, he was just there. And you've got that extra stun lockdown by Kans. You got the rewind going. You got an Nexus blade up on Kerrigan, and Kerrigan with the blood for blood burst. So it all worked out really well for them. Congratulations to Team Burden. They will go into the Grand Finals face-off against Team Ghost. So we got 2 teams in the Grand Finals, and we got 2 teams in the bronze match. We're going for a short break. We'll be right back real soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. If you do give me a like on my Facebook page at fb.com/babelcast. This is the brackets for you guys right now. Burden versus Ghost is playing for up to 2,200 ringgit, and they're guaranteed, I think, 1,000 ringgit. And for 3rd and 4th place, they got $700 to play for and 350 ringgit guaranteed. So it's still good money for them, and all 4 teams will go in to the national finals for Malaysia. So that's it. This is Babel, and we'll be back in a short while. Don't go anywhere. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. See you guys soon. Universe wins. Apocalypse again. Diablo goes down. 4-man stun. Still no damage. Jaina's gone. Half the muscle is gone. And here comes the extra shield. A lot of shield up on Alif.